In the quaint English countryside of the early 19th century, the Bennet family resided in the modest Longbourn estate with 5 daughters to marry off. The Bennet parents were keenly aware of the importance of advantageous matches. However, their second eldest, Elizabeth, was a spirited and independent young woman with a sharp wit that often set her apart. The arrival of the wealthy and eligible bachelor, Mr. Bingley, at the nearby Netherfield Park stirred the local social scene. Mrs. Bennet, always eager to secure a prosperous match for her daughters, eagerly anticipated the prospect of Bingley's attention. Accompanying him was his close friend, the enigmatic Mr. Darcy. At the first neighborhood ball, Mr. Bingley's amiable disposition quickly endeared him to the local society. He danced with Jane, the eldest Bennet daughter, and their connection seemed promising. Meanwhile, Mr. Darcy's reserved nature and proud demeanor drew the attention of the assembled guests, including Elizabeth. Though she found him intriguing, she couldn't overlook his apparent disdain for the local gentry. As the weeks unfolded, Jane and Mr. Bingley's attachment deepened, much to Mrs. Bennet's delight. However, complications arose as Mr. Darcy, despite growing feelings for Elizabeth, struggled to overcome his prejudices and societal expectations. His reluctance to acknowledge his affection for Elizabeth led to misunderstandings and tension. The local gossip mill worked overtime, weaving tales of love, wealth, and social standing. Lady Catherine Deborah, Mr. Darcy's formidable aunt, mad at her disapproval of any connection between Hyde and Elizabeth abundantly clear. Undeterred, Elizabeth's independent spirit refused to yield to the pressures of society. A pivotal moment occurred during a visit to the grand estate of Rosings Park, where Lady Catherine resided. In a tense confrontation, Lady Catherine demanded Elizabeth renounce any thoughts of a union with Mr. Darcy. Elizabeth's steadfast refusal showcased her strength of character, earning her admiration from Mr. Darcy. Back at Longbourn, Jane and Mr. Bingley faced obstacles of their own. A misunderstanding orchestrated by Mr. Darcy's well-intentioned but misguided interference led Mr. Bingley to believe Jane did not reciprocate his feelings. This added layer of complexity strained the budding romance. Elizabeth, determined to protect her sister's happiness, confronted Mr. Darcy about his role in Janie and Mr. Bingley's separation. The exchange proved transformative, forcing Mr. Darcy to reevaluate his actions and prejudices. He realized the depth of his feelings for Elizabeth and sought to rectify the situation with Jane and Mr. Bingley. Through a series of heartfelt conversations, misunderstandings were cleared and true intentions were revealed. Mr. Darcy's genuine change of heart endeared him to Elizabeth, and she, in turn, found herself reciprocating his affections. The unfolding events showcased the transformative power of self-awareness and the ability to overcome societal expectations. The ability to overcome societal expectations. In a fitting conclusion, love triumphed over pride and prejudice. Jane and Mr. Bingley rekindled their romance, and Elizabeth found herself at the heart of a love story that defied societal norms. As the Bennet family celebrated the unions of their daughters, the English countryside bore witness to the enduring power of genuine love and the ability to overcome the obstacles of pride and prejudice.